Hello, today is Monday, and I figured I'm making me a toaster strudel, the wild berry, and I like to alternate. Like one week I'll eat all blueberry, and then the next week I'll eat cherry or wild berry. But I don't ever have two boxes open in the freezer at the same time. I have to completely finish a box before I open a new box, and I'm that way with everything. I think I learned that from a young age. One time my mom had bought a gallon of milk, and I opened the new milk before we had finished the old milk. And so she told me, she said, you don't do that. You have to finish all the milk that's already in the refrigerator. I mean, it hadn't gone bad. There's nothing wrong with it, but you know how you buy 2 gallons at once or whatever. And she said, you have to finish that one before you start on the new one. So I took that, I guess, philosophy, and I do that with everything. And so anything that I have, I'm going to finish that completely. I'll finish this entire box before I'll open another box. Now, Kevin's not like that at all. You know, he could have two or three things going, and I'm just not like that. Like, for example, if you have 2 jars of jelly or something, there's no way that I would open a grape the same time I would have like a raspberry or something. I would have to finish one completely and then start on the new one. I don't know why I'm that way. But anyway, Gavin's here. I showed you he was asleep on the bed, and I have him bundled up. And because the weather was so bad and it was so cold, Kevin took the opportunity to stay home one last day. It just so happens that he had one more day that he could be home before he really has to be back tomorrow. Tomorrow he'll start helping schedule students and stuff like that. So I'm glad he was here, though, because when Gavin's mom, Christina, came in, that's my daughter-in-law, when she came in this morning, she said that she was barely able to get here because her car had almost locked up on her, is what she said. And Kevin thought it might have been from the cold or whatever, so he went out and checked it, and come to find out her antifreeze was completely empty. So she said it had a funny smell. So we were very blessed that we had some antifreeze, and he was able to fill it up completely, and he took it around the block to make sure that it was running okay. And then she went on to work. So we're very fortunate that that is all it was. So anyway, I'm going to eat my toaster strudel. I did not vlog at all yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday because we didn't do anything. We went to church and we came home. And once we came home, I read my book some. Kevin played Minecraft some. We watched some episodes of Chopped. And that was about it. That really, literally was all we did, was just take it easy all day. So, I don't know what we'll get into today, but I'll try to show Gavin a little bit more. He kind of still has a cold going on, so he sounds like he's like, you know, but I'll try to show him later. This is what Kevin's having for lunch. Trying to be quiet because Gavin's asleep. And yogurt.
I bought these, actually Tammy bought these for me for Christmas in my stocking, which I didn't get really stocking, but you know what I mean. It's these metal earth things where they're little models, the 3D models, but they're made out of metal. I put this one together already. This is the Wright Brothers airplane. It's pretty cool. I like it. It was pretty neat to make. We've seen these. I've wanted these for years. Last time we went to Disney, actually the last 2 times when we went to Disney, I've always seen these in Japan. Was it Japan?
Japan.
Yeah. Japan sells these, but they're about, I think they're $25 or $30 a piece, if I'm not mistaken. And I've always wanted one, but they just cost so much money, I didn't want to spend the money on them. So we just happened to be at Hallmark shopping for somebody for Christmas, and we saw a bunch of these. So I ended up buying 3. These are $15 because they are 2 sheets of metal. There are 2 actually metal pieces in there. They're more complex, I guess. And then the airplane was only $10 because it only had 1 sheet of metal in there. So even though it looks pretty detailed, it didn't have quite as much onto it. then what's funny is when we were, that same day, we bought 3 of these, and that same day we went to Barnes and Noble, and they had similar ones. They were in kits though, where you got like 3 or 4 of them for $40. So, or they may even been $35. They were about $5 cheaper if you bought the 4 of those when you got 4 of these. It was about $5 cheaper. So, I might at some point in time. It's awfully hard to make myself spend that much money on a bottle, but I like doing like paper craft and stuff like that, and that costs money to print that stuff out and get them on the thick paper. These are just a different type of that thing, and I love putting together little kits and things like this. So you never know, I might talk Tammy into spending some more money, maybe for our birthday, and getting a set of 4, maybe at Barnes & Noble, or looking online at Amazon. I'm sure Amazon sells these too. And maybe getting some different ones from there. That way I can pick exactly which ones I want. I don't have to go with what they have. So I'm going to put these 2 together now.
Oh, you're going to put them both together?
Yeah, I'm going to probably put them both. I'm going to do the car first because the boat just looks really cool. I'm going to save it for last.
Where are you going to put it together at?
I'm just going to use the desk, just as long as you got a flat spot.
When you open it up, we'll show what it looks like.
Yeah, and as long as you got a flat area to work with, and you have to have a pair of needle nose pliers to kind of grab it and pull it, you might actually benefit from an X-Acto knife. I didn't use one for that one, but to cut the little, because they got like a little point that connects to each one of them, and I was just bending them back and forth and breaking them, it works fine, but you do take a chance of bending the pieces. I wonder if an X-Acto knife would have cut it. I'm not sure if it would have or not. I may have actually messed it up with the X-Acto knife, so I'm just going to bend it back and forth.
I'll show you how big it is, though. It's very small, but you can pick it up. I mean, it's sturdy and it'll last a long time. Let me get, there we go. Yeah, it'll last a long time, but you can see the detail on it. It's really nice, and I just put it in here in the dining room because it's silver, and I have the silver things in here. So, but I'll show you what it looks like when he gets it out of the package. Somebody just woke up. Somebody just woke up.
Here's the needle nose pliers I use. They're the really fine point needle nose pliers, so you can grab them. The models, you can either bend them at a 90-degree angle, like you put it through and you bend the little tab, or you can take them and twist them. So I like these needle nose pliers. They're really fine. They're really easy to work with. But you open the package at the top, and it's just got a piece of glue at the top that kind of holds it together. You just kind of fight with it a little bit. And then you pull it out. There's nothing else in there. And like I said, this one's a 2-sheet piece of metal. So actually, no, that's good too. This one actually feels thicker than the other one. This one's these feel heavier than the other one did. That airplane was really, really thin. These feel thicker. Yeah, they're definitely a heavier piece of metal. So that could attribute to the extra cost too. So you get those, and then you get your instruction sheet, if I can speak English. And there's the instructions for it. You've got the sheet. I'm assuming you work on 1 sheet at a time. Yeah, you work off 1 sheet at a time, and it has the numbers telling you everything, which number to work with. And then if you look at the diagram, well, if you look here, the blue ones say you put it in and you bend it, actually like fold it over. The green ones mean you put it and you twist it, like you just twist the end on it. And then if you look at the diagram, it shows like little blue dots and green triangles. You can kind of see them right there.
Gavin ate all of his bananas, and now I'm going to let him just play with the container for a minute to keep him quiet. But I want to show you Kevin. Kevin had to move into the kitchen because there's more light in here. I'll show you real quick. These that we tried for videos, we are giving them away. We're going to give them to Andrew and Christina and see if they like them. Kevin actually tried these again today and still did not like them.
They're awful.
They're awful. And these just had absolutely no flavor, and we don't have salsa or anything to put with them. So, but you said one of these pieces was awful just now.
Putting those, you're making the top and bottom is round, and they still don't look perfect. But they're making round things out of flat things is not hard. I mean, it's not easy. So they're not all perfect. And there's the front. One thing I did do, I'll admit, I broke one of them because I was trying to get it adjusted, and the instructions weren't really clear on what to do and where to bend things up. Gavin's getting mad.
Okay. Here, I'll give you some. Go ahead.
So anyway, I was bending it to try to find this right spot to put it in, and it ended up breaking off. So I tabbed it and super glued it, and it seems to be okay.
Why are you mad? Why are you mad? He said I'm mad because I can't get this food box open.
I know there's food in there.
There's food in there and I can't get to it. What's wrong with it? Open. Open. I am checking on Kevin. How long have you been in here? Like an hour?
It takes a long time to do this one. This one's much more complicated.
It looks good. I can see it coming together.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying it as much?
Oh yeah, it's fun.
You enjoy it, it's just complicated.
Yeah, you just gotta take your time. Take your time and make sure you go. The instructions stink, honestly.
You said earlier they had mislabeled something?
Yeah, they misnumbered something, but they don't show, like this picture doesn't show really how this piece bends. I mean, it's kind of, there's a picture of the piece, and there the piece is on, and it really doesn't show you the angles. Does this bend up? Does this bend down? You know, it'd been nice if they'd showed a bent piece.
Right.
And so I'm kind of getting it pretty good, but
so you're having to figure it out.
yeah, you just kind of got to figure it out. But it's all right. That's the fun of it.
I just changed Gavin, and he has a little bit of a cold. You can hear it up in his chest. So his mom told me I could put the Vicks Vapo Rub on him, and they suggested, I was with her the other day when they suggested she put it on his feet. But since he's wearing this onesie, I'm going to just take this cotton ball and put it on the cotton ball and then put it on his chest. And the reason I'm using a cotton ball is because I've never used a cotton ball. I don't want to get it on my fingers because it's hard to get it off. So I feel like if I put it right there on his chest and then put this on him, that he's going to breathe that in. When Ashley was little, they used to make these Vicks Vapo Rub patches, and it looked like a big Band-Aid, and you could put that on their chest. I don't know if they make those anymore, but anyway, I just wanted to show you that's how I do it, and I don't know how anyone else does it, but that's how I do it. Okay, it's a couple of hours later.
Yeah, it did take a lot longer, but there's a lot of details in this one.
That's really nice, though. Ooh, I like the bottom. That looks like a spider web on the bottom. That's very nice.
Yeah, making all those round shapes out of flat pieces of metal is kind of interesting.
Did you enjoy doing it?
Oh yeah, yeah, it was fun.
So you'll look forward to doing. What do you have? The pirate ship?
Yeah, I probably won't do it today, but
No. But that's nice. That's neat. I'll put it on the mantle with the other one.
yeah.
He's getting ready to go to yoga. What kind of yoga is it?
This is Bikram yoga, and I've heard it said a couple different ways, but that's the way I can pronounce it, so that's what I'm going to stick to. It's yoga like normal. There are 26 poses, and you do them each twice. And the room, what's difficult about it is the room is heated to 105 degrees with 40% humidity. So you are literally dripping sweat. For that reason, you can bring your yoga mat. I rent because I don't need to buy one. I'm not going to go. I mean, I paid up for the month, but I'm not going to buy a mat just for that month because I probably won't do it after. You have to bring a towel, and you literally just lay it over the mat to catch sweat. That's how bad it is. And nobody's judging you because everyone is literally dripping. There was a guy with a bald spot next to me in my first class, and he had sweat dripping off his bald spot. It's bad. It's 105 degrees. No judgment. I bring a hand towel because you're going to want something to wipe your face, and you have to lay on your mat and rub it on. What to wear? I wear sports bra, tank top, and these are from Victoria's Secret. They're not exactly compression shorts. They're kind of like yoga shorts. You have to be careful about the fit because if they're too tight, you're going to feel constricted and uncomfortable. And then if they're too big, you're going to get caught up in them and have problems there. But some women wear leggings. I can't imagine that. All that heat being trapped in. I think I would die. It is mandatory, at least to the one I go to, that you have water. If you don't have water, they make you buy it. You're not allowed to in the room without water because it's 105 degrees.
People pass gas, you said?
Yeah, and there's literally no judgment because you're trying not to pass out. My first class, I'm not from an athletic background at all. This was pretty much my first experience with actual exercise. And I had to sit down several times during the class because I thought I was going to throw up and pass out, or both. It was bad. I keep my hair up, obviously, and contacts in. The guy next to me, the one with the bald spot that I talked about a second ago, he had glasses on, and he couldn't see because, like, the sweat was dripping on his glasses. It was so bad. So he had to take them off. So if I did that, I would be blind because I'm legally blind. I couldn't see anything. It would be horrible.
And you don't wear shoes.
No, you're barefoot. They make you take off your shoes in the lobby. The nice thing, though, the facilities that I go to are really nice. You walk in, and it's a big lobby, and you can buy a mat or clothes or whatever. I just bring my own. I didn't buy mine there. And you go back in and to the left, and there's a ladies' room. They have showers, restrooms, lockers. They have it all, so they make you feel really comfortable. They have a water fountain. Speaking of water fountains, I would suggest filling up your bottle full of the big, thick ice cubes. We have some big ice cubes are best, like this, not the crushed ones, because they melt slower. And in that room, I filled mine up to here with ice. I used almost every piece of ice in this tray, and it had melted by the 20th pose. So I was drinking hot, room temperature, gross water. And when you're dripping in sweat, that cold water is nice. So maybe an insulated, like an aluminum water bottle might be better. I don't know. I'm not going to buy one for 30 days.
And what age group was in your class?
There were literally all kinds of people. I think I was the youngest, but then there was a girl in her 20s. I mean, it was all over the board. There were several elderly men there, which really surprised me. And they were not modest about their bodies at all. Like, teeny tiny shorts and no shirt on. They didn't care, which is power to them,
So do you think this would be good for somebody, like, with weak knees, or?
You have to know your body, and they have to know when to be able, that they need to sit down. So you can't be embarrassed to sit down. If I had been embarrassed to sit down, I would have vomited in the middle of the floor if I tried to keep going. You just have to know what your limits are.
And how much did it cost?
That's the only bad thing about this type of yoga, well, any type of yoga really, is that it's expensive. The place I go, it's $20 for one class, or they're having a special right now where if you've never been before, or it's been 6 months since you've been, you pay $30 for the whole month. So that's what I did. And mat rental is, I think, $3, and you can buy a mat for $15. So.
Okay. Well, I wanted you to talk about it. And there's Mr. Gavin. Hi, Gavin. Hi.
So I ordered my textbooks for college about Thursday or Friday. I'm not really sure the exact day. Today is Monday, and they came in the mail.
Some of them did.
Some of them did, yeah. This is from eCampus. Morning.
That's pretty funny. Now, we rented from here, didn't we?
Yes.
So we'll keep this box.
I don't know. Did we rent it? I thought we bought some of them. We did several from here. Literature, a pocket anthology, quick access compact, and it's spiral bound, which I like. And then, those are freezing. And then, interplay.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
And then you can get the next. Yeah, does it say renting?
This order contains one or more rental books.
Yeah. So,
they're all rental.
Yeah. So we'll save this box, and
And the
then
paper.
when it goes back, we'll give me the paper. We'll put it in the phone camera, and then we'll ship them back in the exact same box, so it's a little easier.
And then from Amazon,
You rented one from Amazon, and you bought some from Amazon.
yes. This is my Exceptional Children and Youth. This is for my education class. The Power of Art, and she requested it had to be new because it had to come with
That's a cool looking book, actually.
access card.
They're cool. I love the front of the book.
It's pretty cool. That's so cool. Education, windows on classrooms. This also, she requested, or he, I don't know, requested that it come with the access code. And then lastly, math. He didn't even want us to buy a textbook. He just wanted us to buy the code. So.
Yeah, my math lab's pretty popular.
On this one, we rented.
I think we bought all that.
Yeah, we bought all those.
Yeah.
But then, and we rented this one.
Okay. So renting is a smart idea if you can get them and you don't have to get them new with access codes. Definitely rent.
Yeah.
Guido is playing with his blanket, which he never does. So this is very, very strange behavior for Guido. Guido is 9 years old, and this is his blanket. And I have my shoe on the end of it so he can't drag it across the room. And it's aggravating him, but he actually barked a while ago. I'm going to let him have it and see what he does with it. I don't know where he wants to take it. Is that what you're going to do, Guido? You're just going to sit there? Usually he sits there and does puts his mouth on it when something's upset him, but nothing has upset him. You just gonna sit there, Guido? Yeah, we're trying to teach Gavin how to stand up on his own in his playpen. And
he was halfway there on his own.
Yeah, he was on his knees, wasn't he, Kevin?
Yeah.
So we stood him up here, and he's 6 months old. So I don't remember how old you're supposed to be before you do this, but we're just trying to show him different things.
That's not going to fall back.
Because he doesn't realize yet that he's the one holding himself there, so he'll let go. Yeah, he's okay. You're okay.
Where'd you go?
We have his playpen here in the hall. Because earlier today I was getting dressed and putting my makeup on in the bathroom. So I put his playpen out here in the hall. You're a good boy.
We're using the Commonwealth of Kentucky, which is where we live. The Living Well, the consumer-driven health plan, that's a new one for us. We usually get the higher-end plan, which you pay a lot more for. This one's one where you get there's no copay, but you get like a debit card. I think I've talked about it before. But we got those in the mail. We've had those for a little while, so it just took effect January 1st. One of the things I signed up for was this. What's it called? Healthy Humana Vitality, and it is a Walmart program where you. I can show you the cards. I don't think it has anything on there anyway. No. You get these little cards. One's like a regular card, and then you get the key fob, which we love key fobs. And what you do is you buy the Great For You products, which is mostly produce. It's all produce as far as I know, the Great For You foods. And it's all produce, vegetables, things like that. And when you check out, you use your card, and they'll scan it. And if you bought vegetables, right now it'll put 5% of the cost of those vegetables. If it was $10, it'll put 5% of that $10 onto the card. Then when we go in next time, we can actually use that card to pay for something else. So if it was $2, that's $2 off of whatever we bought during that purchase. So it's a pretty neat way of, it just give you back a little bit of money. You can get up to 10% on it, and we actually, one of the things you have to do, the Vitality program, you have to do a self-assessment, and it tells you your vitality age, which, I'm really 44, but this says I'm 51, wasn't it? Something like that.
It was on the computer.
Yeah, it was just on the computer, questions you answer. If you go get a health screening, which is just your regular annual checkup, it's it's just weight, blood sugar, blood pressure. They do the diabetic, what do they call that? The starvation one, where you don't eat anything and then you take your blood sugar and you drink something, you wait an hour.
Drinking a fast, something
fasting. Anyway, it tests you for diabetes, basically, using the fast method. You do have to do that as part of it, so it's something you kind of have to plan for because that takes about 3 hours to do. Anyway, you go get that done, and they report that back to Humana, and Humana then will bump this card up to a 10% savings. So 5 right now, but if you get your regular checkup, you can get 10% back on all the vegetables and stuff you buy. And if you're eating healthy, you're going to be eating vegetables and stuff anyway. And if you go buy lots of vegetables, then it's even better because the more you buy, the more money you get back. So it's pretty neat. We thought we'd give it a shot. It was free. It doesn't cost a dime to do it. You just got to remember to give them the card when you buy vegetables and stuff.
We don't eat a lot of vegetables. We're wondering if those salads that you've reviewed, if those are on there.
Yeah,
so
they
we'll
might
have to
very well
find
be.
out.
So supposedly, I don't know if your Walmart's like ours. Sometimes they label stuff and sometimes they don't. Supposedly, it says "great for you" on the tag near the items that are qualified for the program. So we'll see. When we go in there, I've never really looked for them before, so next time we go in there, we'll have to look and see what's on there.
So it's only 7 o'clock, but I'm going to end this vlog for the night. I do want to mention that Kevin and I have found a really cool show on HGTV. It originally aired on DIY Network. It's called Renovation Realities. It reminds Kevin and I, there used to be a show years ago called Weekend Warriors, and it was a really cool show, just a half-an-hour TV show, and this Renovation Realities is just like that. So who knows? It could be produced, whatever, by the same people. But if you catch it on, it's a neat show. It's people doing things themselves, making renovations in their own home. So anyway, Kevin and I tonight, there's a new show on Food Network. It's a celebrity cook-off. It's with Rachel Ray and Guy Fieri, I think is how you pronounce it. And this is the 3rd season. Now, Kevin and I have not watched the first 2 seasons, so I have no idea what celebrities have been on there before, which I ought to look it up because I'm curious. But anyway, we're just going to check that out tonight and see if we like it. So I will catch you next time.